Did you know that your mindset is the most important thing that will help you to develop wealth? I mean, really, the biggest challenge people have in developing wealth is between their ears, right? This is where it is. And there's this idea of a growth mindset that everything we do, positive or negative, it can actually add to our growth. There's also an opposing view called a fixed mindset. This is, I'm just not good at this, or I'll never be good at whatever. And it's a very limiting mindset. I'm going to get into the 3 steps and ways you can use your mindset to really help you grow your wealth. We got a great quote for you at the end. Let's go for it. All right, so hello. My name is Bronson Hill. I'm the CEO of Bronson Equity. We do apartment deals like this. We provide investors with cash flow, appreciation, or tax benefits, and we do other sorts of alternative assets as well through our investor club. Wanted to thank you for taking the time here. Now, I believe that the growth mindset really is the number one thing. This book by Carol Dweck called Mindset is powerful. I believe she's a Stanford researcher that basically got into this mindset people have. Either that I have a growth mindset, meaning everything that happens to me, it's not just happening to me, it's happening for me. There's something I'm learning, I'm growing. The biggest lessons, the growth opportunities are really from things even when we fail and that we can fail forward. Versus, growth mindset is over here. Fixed mindset might be over here. Fixed mindset is I failed and therefore I am a failure. I went through this very difficult circumstance or a relationship that didn't work out or a financial thing, and it defines, I'm just not good at that, right? And so the more we can get into a growth mindset, it will really help us to really grow in terms of how we're able to grow our wealth. And it directly applies not just in our wealth, but in every area of life. It's so much more freeing. Honestly, come to the other side. It's so good. It's so good. So, really it comes from learning from mistakes. I want to share this too. The second point really is a growth mindset can really improve your investment decisions. And, I've had losses personally. I've talked about my options trading in my book, Fire Yourself, behind me. I talk about this where I lost $70,000 in one day. I had made $20,000 over a few months, and then in one day I lost $70,000. It was a net loss of $50,000. And I felt shame, I felt disappointed, I felt sad. It was hard to even own that this actually happened. At the time, my net worth was about 200K. So it was a lot, really, really challenging. And so I had to wrestle with, okay, this is something I'm learning and there's a lesson here, but this does not define me, right? I don't have to get stuck in shame. Shame says I am bad. Guilt is just like, okay, I didn't do this right, or I can learn from this, right? So another example of this, and what I did is I really learned from that, and I learned I'm not a good options trader. The lesson for me was maybe real estate, maybe other types of investments would be great for me. Now, if you're great at options trading, that's great. I talked to many people that do it well. Some people have lost a lot of money doing it like me, and it's okay. It's just learning what it is you do, and you do well. I have a friend, a good friend, who I did some work in Cleveland and did pretty well in Cleveland just when I was doing some of my single family houses. And then he decided to go do some there as well, and he didn't do things quite the same way. He didn't really use good property managers. He didn't really screen people the right way, and his places got trashed, and it just turned out absolutely awful for him. And so, but for him, he took it very personally. He took it like, hey, I'm just not good at investing. I guess I'm just not cut out for this. But again, it's challenging to even in that way let our ego go aside and say, hey, there's a lesson here. What is the lesson here? Life is not happening to us, life is happening for us. Now, to be honest, I've had to go through things sometimes 2, 3, 4 times before I actually learned the lesson. If you're honest, maybe the same thing is true for you. And it's hard. I mean, it's really hard when we go through a setback. We've had deals that haven't, worked out. We've had deals that worked out phenomenally well, right? But none of that defines my value, my worth, or who I am. So everything is learning. What is the lesson of something you're going through? The final thing I want to say is just that, how do you cultivate this growth mindset in your day-to-day life? It's great to have this theory, I have a growth mindset, but what do you actually do? Well, I would say, Brené Brown actually talks about this in her book, The Gifts of Imperfection. She says that everybody that she studied that has a lot of joy in their life. Now, joy is not happiness, like, oh, my bank account is full or everything's going well in my life. Joy is like, it's just this perspective of hey, I'm seeing the purpose. I'm seeing the power. I'm seeing just a joy of what's being developed in my life over the long term. So it's different than happiness. But she said that everybody has a more joy, they always have a gratitude practice, right? And what is a gratitude practice? Gratitude practice could be just sitting outside in your front yard or going on a walk and just being grateful that you're alive, being grateful that you have breath and you have legs that can move and you have family members that love you, thinking through the things that you do. So I have a couple gratitude practices. I do one in the morning where I list 5 things I'm grateful for. I think it's there's little gratitude journals you can get. You can just even take, here's 5 things I'm grateful for today, write in a journal. And then at the end of the day, I celebrate wins. I celebrate these are things that happened today that I'm really grateful that these things happened, right? So I celebrate those those wins, and I write that down. And then, another thing you can do as far as a practice, if you do that, you will experience more joy in your life. And then, I encourage you to talk about the setbacks, talk about the challenges, talk about the things that didn't go well, because what will happen is you'll be able to get over it more, and also you'll find other people around you that they're going through the same thing. And so the more we talk about it, the more it opens things up. Now, there's a book that I have, it's called The Gap and the Gain. It talks about this. Now, if you're a driven person, you're an achiever, you're somebody who has goals, I imagine you're watching this, you probably are. Most of the people that watch these videos are high net worth or aspiring to high net worth, have goals, really have some vision for their life. There's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. But there will always be a gap. You will never reach the horizon. You will never say, I'm always going to get everywhere I want to go. Because as if you're walking and you're going toward the mountains or wherever the horizon is, there's always going to be a new horizon, right? So that can lead, if we focus only on the area of where we want to be and the gap between where we are and where we want to be, that can lead to discouragement, depression, and disappointment. And that's really hard. It's really hard to stomach and understand that. So that what we do, instead of looking at the gap of what is not there, turn around and look at how far you've come and be grateful for that, right? Oh my gosh, last year I was here. 5 years ago I was there. Look what's happened financially. Look at the things I've learned. Look at the stuff I've done, new relationships, and you measure that. And that's where we see the progress, and that leads to gratitude and joy. And that really is part of a growth mindset. That's what really is inspiring us to actually continue to go forward and to take more. So make sure that you take time, you're grateful, you turn around, don't just always look forward, turn around and reflect. Do some journaling. I have a journaling practice that I do, not daily, but pretty regularly, and I try to reflect on the things that have happened in my life. It's really, really important. So just to sum it up, everything is learning. You can program your minds for success. You can really look at things, either they are a success or they are seminar, right? My friend Rod Khleif says that, right? They're either a success or they're a seminar. So it either goes great and it's a success, or it's a seminar and you learn. So just commit your life to a growth mindset. Nothing will be wasted then, right? It makes life more exciting, and it really allows you to continue to have that mindset that, hey, where are you going to be in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years if you have this mindset that you're continually growing? Works in every area of life. We'd love to know from you what you got out of this video. I want to share this quote with you. It says, your mindset determines your wealth. And this is by Steve Seibold. So, your mindset really is what determines your wealth. And in fact, on this note, I did a video with some amazing people that I respect that have awesome mindsets. But this is basically the mindset for success in investing. You can check out this panel up here. Really awesome, some amazing people. And if you haven't joined our investment club, consider it. We've got great deals that are offering cash flow appreciation or tax benefits. And so you can look, multifamily, oil and gas, some great tax benefits there. And we do private businesses as well. So you can check that at the link below, or go to the Bronson Equity website. And thank you for taking the time to educate yourself. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.